Hey, Rob Jackson with Phandroid.com. I'm here with the Moto X and the Moto G, two brand new smartphones, obviously Android powered, that Motorola announced today. We already had Chris Chavez look at the Moto X. We're going to take a look at the Moto G right now, give it an unboxing real quick, and chat about it for a minute. Now, this idea of this, the concept of this, is kind of that it offers premium smartphone features, functionality, and quality at entry-level prices. So when Motorola announced this for the first time last year, it became quickly their best-selling phone of all time, really. And that's largely due to the price. And this phone, with launching, with Android 4.4, with this 5-inch screen, is only $179, and that's with no contract at all. And they did make some decisions on this. It's not top of the line everything, but it's a really, really nice phone with quality components, and we'll go through some of them in a second. Actually, let's go ahead and boot this device up for the first time. And while that is booting up, just make sure and see if there's anything else in the box. So we just have a typical plug wall outlet with micro USB connection, and looks like some basic stuff that usually you just throw away. So let's get started, guides and some details. So once again, this launches with Android 4.4. This does have a 5-inch screen, 720p HD, and that's the same resolution as last year, or both 720p HD. Hello. Nice to see you. Oh, looks like we're already getting notifications. We're pretty popular. But it's less pixels per inch, but it's basically because it took the same screen quality and went from 4.5 inches to a 5-inch screen. And it's actually pretty amazing that even with that leap in size of screen, that the width, the height, and the thickness are all about the same from last year, just a little bit of boost on each one. And almost actually less thick than last year's model. You can see there's some curve to it. The Moto X is more accentuated with that curve, but it gives it a really premium feel and look, and it sits nice in your hand because of that curve. It will, for international versions, have dual SIM. For anything in the US, so that's most of our readership, it is just a single SIM phone. And something they've added this year that they got tons of requests on was micro SD card. So this now has the ability to put your own micro SD card in it. And let's kind of pop open the back. And the back is actually something that is a huge new feature as well. They're called Motorola shells, and there's a ton of different colors. They're, I think, starting at $19.99 each. So whereas in Moto Maker you can customize your phone, but it's kind of built in permanently like that, these are kind of things you can buy pretty cheaply and mix and match different ones. We'll show you another one with a different style in a moment. But you can see on the top left here, you've just got the SIM card and the micro SD slot right there. So that's a huge new feature, the ability to extend the storage for music and apps and all that sort of thing. So that's very cool. And the camera on this is 8 megapixels, up from 5 megapixels on last year's model, and the aperture is much better this year, going from 2.4 to 2. So that's neat. There is, on all these new Moto devices, this back dimple here with the Motorola logo. Looks kind of nice and kind of sits nice in your hand, with that dimple serving as kind of a reference point for the middle of the device. Also on this, you've got dual speakers. So we've seen a lot of companies really move to improve the audio experience with the device. The HTC One M8 is one of the more recent ones that has boom sound and awesome experience for multimedia and whatnot. And the Moto G has dual speakers now, so that's really cool to see. What am I forgetting, Chris? Besides the, you see you've got micro USB port at the bottom, you've got 3.5mm headset jack at the top. Of course, the power button, the volume rocker. The coolest thing on this, I honestly think, is the price. I know so many people that dropped their phone, broke their phone, whatever, and the first thing they go to, oh, my contract is up in, 2 months, I don't want to buy a brand new phone. People just jump and they buy the Moto G. And in a lot of these developing countries, you see it as a great new smartphone for people, and that's one new feature that this comes with. Let's see if I can find it on here. Is people coming from feature phones that have never had smartphones before are able to port their phone number and their contact lists. And is it on here? Are able to port it to Android, and here it is, Motorola Assist. So if you've got a smartphone, or if you've got a feature phone, or a relative that's a feature phone, and they're coming from XYZ to the Moto G, that would be a great feature to get them all set up with their contacts. So again, the back Motorola shell comes in a lot of different colors for about $19.99 per shell. And then there's this case, which is more of a flip cover. So if we go ahead and take off this back, and then this snaps in just the same, right in the camera. Hello, there we go. So this should snap in right like that. Yeah, and that's there is a magnetic magnetic quality to this. So when you flip it closed, it senses that it's closed, and it should snap. We had some problems with this earlier today. Is this in all the way? So it opens up, turns off, and you can. So that saves battery life, but also the idea is that this is going to protect the screen. And earlier we got it. There you go. A little, not too bad. Some of these have been working better than the others, but these cost a little more. I think these are $29.99, and they come in a variety of colors as well. But if you're the type of person who likes to make sure your screen is pristine and doesn't get any scratches or anything like that, this case would be the way to go. This will get a guaranteed upgrade to the L version of Android when it comes out. So also, if you're a person that wants to make sure you get the latest upgrade, the Moto G is a good way to go. And really the new Moto phones in general, they've stuck pretty much with more of a vanilla Android compared to a lot of companies that have a huge overlay UI and skin. The other thing on here is battery. And I think it's 2070 milliamp hour battery. But the whole idea of this phone is that it should last you the whole day. So that's a pretty good sized phone considering the specs on this. And it's got 1 gig of RAM, Qualcomm Snapdragon 400 processor. And so some of these specs are very similar to last year's model, with the nice and big screen being one of the huge upgrades. And of course the price is always, at least for me, the most impressive thing of this phone. So that's just a really quick look at Motorola's all-new Moto G, the 2014 edition. And stay tuned to Phandroid.com for a full review. Thanks, guys.